Hi, I'm Anita Potter from Anita Potter Productions, and we're going to continue on with our mixing series, Part 4. Well, we last left off, we finished up, all the way down to the lead vocals, which I'm going to go there first, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to unmute these cymbal hits, and I'm going to take and gain this one down a little more, and then press play and see how it fits, if it's still a little too loud. That might sound just right. We will continue on then. So I'm going to scroll down here to the vocals. Oops, went right past them. I'm going to unmute it. I'm going to keep the backgrounds muted because there's a lot of them and they need some work with a little more volume on them. So I'm going to go ahead and start my timer for 20 minutes and we'll get started. Now, the first thing I usually do before when I start working on the vocals is go ahead and EQ the low end out of them. Unless you're Barry White, there ain't nothing you need down at that low end. Open up our Q range again. It's in the middle. Turn that on. Change that to low cut. Now, am I going to be able... I can grab it today. For some reason, I don't know why. It doesn't want me to. But I'm going to double click in this window and I'll type in 110. And then see how it sounds. Back over here at the beginning. Press play.
I've been waiting around for too damn long, watching you chase your tail. It's the same old story, getting boring, and this love is getting stale. You say what you want, say what you need, well, you keep looking for more. It's getting about that time where I say goodbye, kick your ass right out the door. 'Cause your lips are talking, but your feet...
Now, I was thinking that the lead vocals were going to be too loud. Now they're quite not loud enough. So let me go to my fader over here down on the mixer panel. I'm going to press play and then I'm going to slowly bring that volume back up.
I've been waiting around for too damn long, watching you chase your tail. It's the same old story, getting boring, and this love is getting stale. You say what you want, say what you need, well, you...
Okay. It's up where all the other ones are. When I get further in, when you get further in a mix, the first trip through, what I do is I get all the EQing and stuff out of the way. I don't add any other effects like compression or anything until after I get this part done. Because I don't want to like do something to a track that by the end didn't need it to begin with, so I'm just wasting time. Doing things when I could just wait, see how it goes, and then apply things when I feel I need to. So, I'm gonna go ahead and listen to her vocals a little more, see if I need to do anything else EQ-wise.
I've been waiting around for too damn long, watching you chase your tail. It's the same old story, getting boring, and this love is getting stale. You say what you want, say, whoa, you can love it, leave it, you better believe it. Had enough of your games and I don't mean it. Not the only man left in this town. Whoa, you can love it, leave it, can't in between it. Yeah, I said it, hell yeah, I mean it. Crazy if you think I'm sick.
I think I'll just leave it for that for right now. I don't really hear any kind of nasally tone in her voice. It might need a little more air to it later on, but we'll make that decision once I start doing all the effects and after doing all this other vocal treatment. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to press Control T. Call this one vocal thickening. Now I'm going to send this. I'm just going to left click on this route button, drag it down to here. If I hold Alt, that didn't do anything. Oh, it's Shift Alt. Sorry. I'm going to disable the master send. I clicked on the routing button to get this window to pop up, and I'm going to just send it to the mix bus. I don't want to send it to the vocal folder. So I'm going to click on the FX, add, FX chains, and vocal thickening. It's already pre-done. I'll fly out a thing from somewhere linking you to the second version of the video that I did for the vocal thickening trick in Reaper. So we're going to give that a listen, and then I'm going to find this fader. And first I'm going to turn it down because, well, just to let you hear it with it like all the way up.
Whoa, you can love it or leave it, you better believe it. Had enough of your games and I don't mean it. Not the only man that did this time.
As you can tell, it was quite loud. So I'm gonna solo, clear that off, solo this and listen.
Whoa, you can love it or leave it, you better believe it. Had enough of your games and I don't mean it.
Okay, and then let me go ahead and just play it with the whole track. Because sometimes in like if you have like a song that has quieter spots, I'm not sure if this one, I don't believe this one does, but if there is, you might have to like do some volume automation on it so it stays underneath the lead vocals and not necessarily audible.
Whoa, you can love it or leave it, you better believe it. Had enough of your games and I don't mean it. Not the only man that did this time. Last you'll see of me, think I'll stick around. Oh, love it or leave it. Last you'll see of me, love it or leave it, baby. I ain't losing sleep. She's a pretty
That was the section I was worried about. When there's not a lot of instruments going on, but I don't hear it, so that's good. So I'm gonna go ahead and under here, I'm gonna Control T a new track. I call it Octave Under. And I'm gonna hit the FX, add, I'm gonna go to Reaper's stock plugins and find repitch right there. I'm going to come down here to the shift octaves and drag it to -1. Now it's the same thing with the vocal thickening. It will be too loud, except this one will sound quite like demonic. So we're going to listen to it, lower it down, then bring it up until we can just hear it. So I'm going to back my player here a little bit and press play.
whoa, you can love it, leave it, you better.
It might actually help if I sent the vocal track to the octave under track. That's like the same thing as tweaking a preset or tweaking a compressor and finding out you've been in bypass for the last 5 minutes and still think it sounds better. Oops. So we'll do this again. I'm going to drag the vocal down to here. And I'm going to disable the master send and send it to the mix bus. Now we might be able to actually hear it this time. So let's press play again.
Whoa, you can love it, leave it, you better believe it. Had enough of your games and I don't mean it. Not the only man that did this time. Whoa, you can love it, leave it, can't in between it. Yeah, I said it, hell yeah, I mean it. Love it or leave it, last you'll see of me. Love it or leave it, baby, I ain't losing sleep. She's a pretty little thing that loves her mama.
That was fun. So that's set. It's slightly higher than the vocal thickening because it's just like 1 octave shift down. It's not like pitch shifted 6 and 3 and half a dozen of the other and stuff like that. There's a lot more to the vocal thickening than there is the octave under. So this one is quite louder than say this one. But it can be automated if you set the level and like if it's like the lead vocals go softer, you can take it down with volume automation. If the vocals go louder, And if it starts getting thin, you can volume automate it up. Just make sure it's not audible to whoever's listening to it. So that takes care of that. I'm not going to put any delay or reverb effects just yet. I'm going to save that for the next trip around. I'll probably at the beginning of the next session when I do this again, I will actively listen and then make adjustments, and you can watch what adjustments I do make. So we are going to go to the background vocals. Unmute that. And these are quite hot. So I'm going to come down over here. And I did not pan them. But I need to figure out what's what. These are right here, so I'm going to start with these two. I'm going to mute these other ones just to see what they are, where they fit. If they're just like a vocal double, which I think is a chorus double. So let's see. Whoops, hit the wrong button.
'Cause your lips are talking, but your feet don't do no walking. But I just don't think you
Something sounded like it dropped out right there, like around the second part.
Feet don't do no walking, but I just don't think you understand. I'm sick of your maybes,
Okay. Now I'm probably going to just do a global thing on the background vocals. Let me unmute everything. And then go back to my folder here. Effects. Grab our cue range. As soon as I find it again. Low cut. Stick that at 110 as well. And just listen to the song with the background vocals, all of them, just to see.
don't do no walking, but I just don't think you understand. I'm sick of your maybes, baby. You think I'm gonna keep waiting? Why can't you just be a man? Whoa, you can love it, believe it, you better believe it. Had enough of your games and I don't need this. Not the only man left in this town.
Oh, that's...
Whoa, you can love it, believe it, can't in between it. Yeah, I said it, hell yeah, I mean it. You're crazy if you think I'm sticking around. Oh, love it or leave it, last you'll see of me. Love it or leave it, baby, I ain't losing sleep. She's a pretty little...
All right, this is where the decisions have to be made. So I've got these panned 30 left and right. Of course, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see here. So 30. Those are 30. Wait. What? Oh, jeez. That says 30. This needs to be 30 as well. I don't want it to be completely whacked out. Not that you could probably really hear a 2% difference, but I don't want to take that chance. So I'm going to go 50 on this next set. Hold down. 50. Oops, that was way too far. Here we go. Then we'll go 70 with this and just see how it sounds when all of them are running at once. Okay, which should be right around here. So I'm gonna go back up here.
Whoa, you can love it, believe it, you better believe it. Had enough of your games and I don't need this. Not the only man left in this town. Whoa, you can love it, believe it, can't in between it. Yeah, I said it, hell yeah, I mean it. Crazy if you think I'm sticking around. Oh, love it or leave it, the last you'll see of me.
Yeah, I heard something going into that part, so I need to find out where that's at.
Love it or leave it. Last you'll see a
It's like a it part. I don't know where. Not entirely sure where it is. If it's in this part up here. Let me solo these three real quick. I don't think it's that. I'm not sure. Of course, then again, sometimes I hear things that don't exist.
love.
And they're not in these two parts or those parts down here. It's got to be somewhere in one of these.
Love.
See, I don't have a clue.
Love it.
Now I don't hear it. See? You're mixing sometimes makes you hear things that might be wrong, but then they're not there, so you're like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. Sometimes you think you hear something that's wrong and there isn't anything that's wrong. So I'm losing my mind, but these backgrounds still are a little loud, so I'm going to, let's see. Instead of, I'll just take the this down about, I'm going to right click on the fader and go -2 and enter, close the window and see if that helps, because they are still a little loud when they're all at once.
Man. Whoa, you can love it, believe it, you better believe it. Had enough of your games and I don't need this. Not the only man left in this town. Whoa, you can love it, believe it, can't in between it. Yeah, I said it, hell yeah, I mean it. Crazy if you think I'll stick around. Oh, love it or leave it, the last you'll see of me. Love it or leave it, baby, I ain't losing sleep.
I think these might be just a little still a little too much, so I'm going to take the fader down. Maybe it's already at -8. Let me go down to 9.
Man. Whoa, you can love it, believe it, you better believe it. Had enough of your games and I don't need this. Not the only man left in this town. Whoa, you can love it, believe it, can't in between it. Yeah, I said it, hell yeah, I mean it. Crazy if you.
Okay, I can live with that for right now. Because I will be sending the backgrounds to the same reverb and delay track that I do on the main vocals. So that basically takes care, and let's not get silly, let's save our progress. And that takes care of round 1 of going through all of the tracks. Now I know some things are still a little bit too much, but I'm going to work on the adding delays and reverbs and stuff like that. I'm not sure if I'm going to crush the drums or not. I'll have to make that decision next time. But when we come back, we'll start at the top and work our way back down again. And I think, yeah, I'm going to have to, I didn't do any processing on the snare, so I got 2 minutes. Let's go ahead and just like listen to the snare real quick. And maybe like these two. Yeah, I need to do something with that snare. So I'm going to go ahead and add our Q range. Low cut. Let me see here. Let me just solo the drums. I may just do something with the snare next time, though. So let's go ahead and save our progress again. And I've got 1 minute and 8 seconds left on my timer, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. So, how do you think it's going so far? Whoops, let's not hit the microphone. I constantly do that. One of these days I'll learn to get a lav mic. One of these days, who knows? But anywho, how do you approach mixing? What are the things that you do first? And I'm not talking about like doing the routing and the color coding and stuff. What do you start mixing first? How do you set your tracks up? Do you start with drums and the percussion and the bass and go down from there? What do you work on first? Let me know in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.